Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches: Columbus Blue Jackets vs Nashville Predators, New York Rangers vs Washington Capitals, Carolina Hurricanes vs Chicago Blackhawks, and Philadelphia Flyers vs Pittsburgh Penguins, which are happening on Monday, May 3, 2021. And giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. So I am going to start off by talking about the Columbus Blue Jackets vs Nashville Predators match. Nashville took care of the Dallas Stars in their last matchup 1-0 in overtime on Saturday night, winning 3 of their last 4 games. Finnish center Mikael Granlund comes into this contest with 5 points in his last 5 games and has 13 goals this season. The Blue Jackets fell 2-1 in overtime to the Hurricanes on Saturday night, plunging them into last place in the Central Division with a meager 43 points. In their last 10 games, the Blue Jackets are an ugly 1-6-3. Coach John Tortorella was unhappy but optimistic about his team's performance. The Predators, though, are still very much in the race for the last vacant postseason spot of the Central Division with 4 contests remaining and simply cannot afford a slip-up. Currently being chased for the 4th place in their division by the Dallas Stars, who sit just 3 points below them with a game in hand. To expect Nashville to get the job done in Columbus, though. The Preds have been excellent when visiting teams with a poor domestic record, winning on 7 of the past 8 occasions. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Nashville Predators. The Predators are 5-1 in their last 6 games, playing on 1 day's rest, and 15-6 in their last 21 overall. The Blue Jackets are 16-41 in their last 57 games as an underdog and 2-6 in their last 8 home games. The under is 3-0-2 in Predators' last 5 overall. The over is 8-3-1 in Blue Jackets' last 12 overall. The Predators are 47-17 in the last 64 meetings. The favorite is 47-20 in the last 67 meetings. The home team is 36-17 in the last 53 meetings. The Columbus Blue Jackets are averaging 2.3 goals per game and are scoring on 14.7% of their power play opportunities. The Nashville Predators are averaging 2.7 goals per game and are scoring on 17.9% of their power play opportunities. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 5.5. Now I'm going to be talking about the New York Rangers vs Washington Capitals match. The Washington Capitals, 32-14-5, dropped 2 decisions in a row, 0-1-1, after losing both contests of their 2-game home set against the Pittsburgh Penguins, following up Thursday's 5-4 overtime setback with a 3-0 shutout defeat at Capital One Arena on Saturday. Playing their second straight game without Alex Ovechkin, 24 goals, 42 points this year, who is day-to-day with a lower body injury, the Caps were outshot just by 2 attempts, 26-24, and killed both of their penalties, but went 0-for-1 on power play and 3-0 down in the first half of the matchup, eventually failing to score a single snipe throughout the whole game for the 3rd time this season. The New York Rangers, 26-26, finished their home set against the New York Islanders on a downer, following up Thursday's 4-0 defeat at Madison Square Garden with another shutout loss after being beaten with a count of 3-0 at Nassau Coliseum on Saturday. The Blue Shirts outshot the hosts 28-25 and killed their only penalty, but failed to convert on both of their opportunities with a man advantage, eventually going 2-0 down in the opening frame before conceding one more snipe 62 seconds into the following period. With that, the Rangers finished their season series against the Isles with a 2-5-1 total, dropping their very last 4 encounters, 0-3-1, while being outscored 16-3. The Rangers still remain in the hunt for the last remaining playoff spot of the East Division. All they need is for the Boston Bruins to lose their remaining 6 outings without collecting a single point, and for themselves to triumph in all of their upcoming 4 matchups, including 2 against the Bees. Easier said than done, Dad. Still, do bank on the Blue Shirts to continue fighting until the very end. They have already been demonstrating an incredible resilience against strong traveling teams, winning 6 of their previous 7 domestic outings versus sides with a road winning percentage above the .600 mark. The Capitals, who just lost their leading place in the East to Pittsburgh following 2 consecutive home defeats to the Penguins, meanwhile, have struggled on their last few trips to Manhattan, 4-0 on the past 4 visits, have managed to bank just 2 victories in their most recent 8 meetings with the Rangers overall. My first betting advice for that game is to pick New York Rangers. Washington is 5-1 in their last 6 road games and 23-10 in their last 33 games overall, while the over is 7-1 in their last 8 games as a favorite. New York is 8-21 in their last 29 games as an underdog and 9-3 in their last 12 home games, while the under is 5-1 in their last 6 games overall. The home team is 7-2 in the last 9 meetings between these two teams. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 6. Now I'm going to be talking about the Carolina Hurricanes versus Chicago Blackhawks Capitals match. The Blackhawks are currently on a 4-game losing streak. Their last game was a 5-4 loss against the Florida Panthers on Saturday. Alex DeBrincat, Connor Murphy, Dominic Kubalik, and Kirby Dach each scored a goal. Kevin Lankinen stopped 37 out of 42 shots faced. The Hurricanes are currently riding a 3-game winning streak. Their last game was a 2-1 overtime victory against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Dougie Hamilton and Teuvo Teravainen each scored a goal. Alex Nedeljkovic was sharp between the pipes, stopping 31 out of 32 shots faced. 4 straight home losses have essentially eliminated the Blackhawks from playoff contention, and they will be back on the road for this game, where they are 10-12-3 so far this season, with Lankinen struggling and Carolina looking to clinch the number 1 spot in the division. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Carolina Hurricanes -1.5. The Blackhawks are 3-7 in their last 10 road games and 0-4 in their last 4 overall. The Hurricanes are 4-0 in their last 4 home games and 5-2 in their last 7 overall. The over is 5-1 in Blackhawks' last 6 overall. The under is 7-3-1 in Hurricanes' last 11 overall. The Blackhawks are 1-5 in the last 6 meetings in Carolina and 2-8 in the last 10 meetings. The favorite is 7-2 in the last 9 meetings. The Chicago Blackhawks are averaging 2.8 goals per game and are scoring on 22.2% of their power play opportunities. The Carolina Hurricanes are averaging 3.2 goals per game and are scoring on 27.2% of their power play opportunities. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 6.5. Now I'm going to be talking about the Philadelphia Flyers versus Pittsburgh Penguins match. The Penguins won consecutive games against the Capitals to gain ground in the race for first place in the East Division, with a recent victory being a 3-0 shutout. The way the defense has played this season has been remarkable to watch, as the unit only allows 2.7 goals per game. The duo of Chris Letang and Cody Ceci has led the way, combining for 5.7 defensive point shares and 124 blocked shots, while Mike Matheson, Brian Dumoulin, and John Marino have provided depth to the defense, combining for 6.4 defensive point shares. In addition, the goaltending duo of Tristan Jarry and Casey DeSmith have saved .913% of shots and are allowing only 2.5 goals per game. The Flyers have been a mess this season, and after 2 straight losses to the Devils, it's clear that the defense is going to need great retooling this offseason, allowing 3.5 goals per game. While the duo of Justin Falk and Ivan Provorov has combined for 4.4 defensive point shares and 152 blocked shots, the rest of the unit has struggled and is constantly allowing opponents to find easy shots on the goal. Moreover, the goaltending of both Carter Hart and Brian Elliott has been a great disappointment, with the duo saving only .881% of shots and allowing 3.4 goals per game. Philadelphia is out of playoff contention and is prepping for the offseason at this point in time. Pittsburgh is in a crowded race for playoff spots in the East Division. The Penguins lead the East Division entering Sunday, but they are just 5 points ahead of the 4th place Bruins. That means Pittsburgh has to take care of business against teams that they are better than, which is what these next 2 games entail. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh is 6-1 in their last 7 road games and 22-8 in their last 30 games overall, while the under is 5-1 in their last 6 games against a team with a losing record. Philadelphia is 1-4 in their last 5 games overall and 6-17 in their last 23 games as an underdog, while the over is 5-2 in their last 7 home games. The over is 6-1 in the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams. Jakub Voracek leads the Flyers in scoring with 40 points, including a team-high 31 assists, while James Van Riemsdyk has 39 points with a team-high 16 goals and 23 assists. Sidney Crosby leads the Penguins in scoring with 56 points, including 20 goals and a team-high 36 assists, while Jake Gensel has 53 points with a team-high 22 goals and 31 assists, and Brian Rust and Chris Letang each have 41 points, with Rust logging 22 goals of his own and Letang chipping in 34 assists this season. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 6. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.